at me.
Who?
The screen was looking right at me. Oh no, not anymore. There you are. Oh shit, and we're live.
And then
And then we are here live in the machine room. The machine room. Machine room.
yes,
Welcome to the Machine Room. Machine Room podcast. The one and only place where you can get your machine room on.
welcome. Excuse me. Sounds
I'm
like the
Nostradamus. With me, of course, once again is Hammer of Venus. And we welcome you here. As always, we have the great Danny Duadi here in the chat room, just
fast.
hanging, chilling. I scratched a freaking scab, so now I'm bleeding. And
Good shot.
yeah, I just brought everybody into the show now. It's our 31st episode.
31.
31.
That's like true. That's like should be the legal age of an adult. 31.
31 now?
Yeah, it was 30, but now it should be 30 because 30 is still like I do some shit I did in my 20s still, but 31 is like okay, I'm a legit adult now.
You think it's gonna get to that point where they will be? It's slowly at that point where 20 people in the 20s are still like your kids. You know?
They're fucking kids, dude. Like I don't care like if you have mortgages and like a badass job. You're a kid. You're a fucking kid. Until you get up to like like in your 30s and you're like you wake up and everything hurts. That's been being an adult.
Until your body aches. And trust
When
me,
you
that
wake up
hits.
and you say fuck myself, oh my god, everything hurts, I want to die. That's adulthood. Welcome to it.
Yeah, when that hits you in your 30s. I swear, after I hit 30s, like stuff just started happening to my body. It's like the fuck.
Like
What's
you
this?
sneeze and you pull a muscle in your neck.
Mm-hmm.
You just wake up and your back went out, like no reason. You didn't fall or anything. You just your back decided, hey, fuck you today.
No, I don't know. I think this was probably before my 30s, but I did sneeze one, and it literally fucked up my back.
Yep, that's
I.
what happens to me now. Like usually my lower back, I'll
Mm-hmm.
sneeze real hard, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like you got whiplash.
How does one how does one get to the point where they're afraid to sneeze?
Yes, it always like happens, and I'm like, oh my god, here it comes. I'm gonna die. Oh my neck. You just start coughing a lot, and you're like, great, I just forgot math.
One shouldn't get to that point.
I don't know, and it always seems like you're sick longer. Like you don't just
In the
get like a
30s?
24-hour cold. Yeah, like you like it really hits you.
You know what? You might be right. Last what was it like over this winter so far? Even though winter's not over, but I got sick like back to back twice.
Yeah,
You know? That shouldn't
you were very germy.
happen.
Pun intended.
Do you say that to someone who's German? You are very Germy.
So germy.
Stop being so Germy.
Um, no, I call some German. They're very crowdy.
They're very crowdy. Why?
Sauerkraut.
Oh, still lost.
Sour Germans like sauerkraut.
Nope, never
And
heard this
during
before.
World War II, they called Germans krauts.
Nope, this is all new to me.
Oh my god,
Yep, I'm that guy.
this is what I have to deal with every day.
A pure non-sauerkraut knower. That's not even
Nine.
funny, but it is.
Germans are krauts.
Well then, that's racist.
Is it race? No, I think it's a clever term of endearment.
So if I meet a German and I say, "What up, my clout?"
I wouldn't call them clout, kraut
Kraut.
with an
Okay.
R.
What up, my kraut?
What up, kraut?
What up, kraut?
I don't think they would. They'd be like, was?
E?
Clout. Yes, Danny got it right.
You will find sauerkraut in the supermarket. What does sauerkraut taste like?
Like assholes and dungaroos.
But how do you know what assholes taste like?
I don't know. It's just what I'm told. If your ass tastes like sauerkraut, I think you've got problems. Um, I don't know. It's like, isn't it like not squash? What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
I
What
don't
are you
know.
trying to say?
Stuff. Hey Google.
I can't reach the internet right now. Check
Okay.
your router connection and try again.
Somebody broke Google.
Google said, "Fuck you."
She's out. She's off work today.
She didn't even let
Let me
you
do my phone.
ask. She didn't let you even
What is
ask a
sauerkraut
question.
made of?
According to Wikipedia, sauerkraut is made by a process of pickling called lactic acid fermentation that is analogous to how traditional pickled cucumbers and kimchi are made. The cabbage is finely shredded, layered with salt, and left to ferment.
There you go.
So it's
It's
cabbage?
fermented cabbage. Yes, it's very gross. You ever go to like Wiener Schnitzel?
No.
You can try it. They have sauerkraut. Or like New York hot dogs. Some people put sauerkraut on them. Blech.
That just all sounds very nasty.
It's very nasty.
Now check this out.
Okay.
So we could get away from the nasty sauerkraut. But I'm seeing here that a woman plays violin during brain surgery, so doctors can preserve
read
her
that.
ability to play music.
She wanted to preserve the pathways in the brain. So to like help her not forget or to not have that part, basically brain damage, she had to play while they were performing surgery.
But so that means she's conscious.
Oh yeah, she's conscious, but I'm sure they gave her like a local anesthetic where she wouldn't feel it. Bottom line, it's gross.
I mean, I'm looking right at it and it's freaking like crazy. And it's just reminding me of some like Hannibal Lecter kind of shit.
Oh, where he's eating the guy's brain
While he's
and
still
he's
alive.
speaking to him. Yeah, you can do it. You can have the top of your head off and still be alive. It's gonna hurt. I actually heard it. You don't feel it. You feel like the wind on your scalp and stuff, but like once the damage is done, like it's gross, but you're not gonna. I don't think they want you to walk around like that. You don't want stuff. You don't want like leaves and cat fur and dust bunnies on your brain. That's gross.
I need to know what your sources are because first of all, you're like, it smells like assholes. And I'm like, how do you know this? And now you're like, I heard that you don't feel anything and you can walk around. Like, do you know someone specifically who's like, yeah, man, I just did a whole, like, I just went through the whole, like, I got the top of my head off and I just wanted to experience the world like that.
Well, actually, my uncle my Uncle Van, he was in a truck wreck, an accident. He used to be a truck driver, and it cut a portion of his scalp off, and he has a metal plate there now. But he said he didn't notice until somebody had said it, and popped his eye out too.
Wait, so how long did he not notice it?
Well, he woke up from a coma. It was a really bad wreck. And then he was like not all there at first.
Mm-hmm.
He like slowly came back, but somebody was like, "Yeah, you have a plate in your head now."
Now, I think that's funny, but I'm thinking it in a fucking like airplane kind of way. That'd be like, oh, you got a plate in your head, and it's literally just a plate, like
A plate, yes,
on his
a
head.
dinner plate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I first thought of when somebody, like the first person asked me, and I was like 13 or 14, if I ever smoked pot. I just imagined like this, a pot that you cook in on fire. I was like, why would you do that?
And now people
Later,
are gonna try to smoke just like that.
yes, and
just
get
put,
brain damage.
just put all the weed in there, man. Put that shit in a blaze. All right now, whiff it, whiff it.
Just whiff it real good.
Just what was it called when you just like fog up the whole place?
Uh,
Come on,
yeah, I know what that's called.
come on. They did it in like Scary Movie when they're in a car.
Yeah, people always wanted to do it to my van when I had a van.
It's like hot box.
Um,
It's not hot box. It's
yeah, hot box.
oh, it's hot box. Oh, it is a hot box. Oh,
Yeah, it is.
see, when I was
I was
growing
in
up,
Steve Hawk.
a
What?
hot box was this device that lets you steal cable. That was called a hot box
Yeah,
when I was growing up.
we just called him Descrambler.
Scramblers. Yeah,
Descrambler.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. No, we called them hot box. It's a hot box, and that's how I
Yeah,
lived.
you
We
didn't know.
stole cable.
So did I think everybody.
Yeah,
No,
I
not
think
everybody.
everybody did. And
We
now
we
what's everybody
did
doing?
streaming.
Yep, stealing it still.
Yeah, and they were called black boxes too. You could say you want a black box or a descrambler.
How did
Yeah.
how did they do that?
What? You made them. Usually it was like a modified cable box
Mm-hmm.
that allowed you to get all of the channels because basically the cable box is what you needed, and then they would just turn the service on or off. So they found a way to bypass whether or not you had service or not and just get the channels.
You know, God bless the people that did that.
Yes. Smart motherfuckers.
Yeah, because somebody was like, what? Fuck that shit. In a
It's
time
probably
when,
some like a cable man that worked for a company was like, all you have to do is just put a switch in there and you got all the channels. And somebody was like, okay.
he like asked, like he got cable and he asked, yeah, by the way, how does it all work? Like, oh, you know, something. Oh, that's interesting. Walked right out. It's like, I'm selling hot boxes like crazy.
And canceling his cable.
Yep. I just realized I don't want cable anymore. I'm good with basic.
Good with the local channels.
I'm good with all the local channels.
That's all you need.
I mean, this day and age, not like, you can watch anything anywhere, anyhow. Like the internet is your scrambler.
Yeah, it is.
Like sure, you get all these streaming services and it's a easier like um what's the word? It's an easier way access. It's more simpler stuff like that. But you could also find like some kind of site and they have like whatever you need to watch there, and you can get down. You can
I
get
like
down
it.
and dirty with that stuff. But there's also apps that just free stuff, but you know, you just gotta deal with little ads here and there. Like somebody at work was watching the Tubi app, and I was
Yep.
like, "Oh snap, Last Samurai, all right, cool." And I'm watching blah blah, and it's like ads, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm watching on Tubi. I'm like, man,
Yep. But it's not bad. They'll play like one commercial for like every 30 minutes.
they'll play the same commercial every 30 minutes.
Yeah, they do. That's true. So does Hulu though. If you watch like many multiple hours of something on Hulu, you will start to hate their commercials because it's just over and over.
That's why I don't have it with commercials anymore.
You should give me your password.
Well, technically, I don't have my own Hulu anymore. I'm sharing someone else's.
I would go.
The
The person
American way.
I have a friends, but it's like part of their Sprint.
Ah.
So it's like they get it for free, but it's with commercials. I'm like, that's just cruel.
Mm-hmm. That's how it is. So let's have a roll call here. We got Phantom Knight. Thank you for joining us once again. Kaiju, Danny. All you guys are always here. We're welcome, and I'm glad Kaiju quoted the great. No, no, you gotta read that. You gotta read that Eddie Murphy theme. Do it.
Murph, baby.
Eddie Murphy midget coming to a town near you. Reenacting our Eddie Murphy midget is gonna do the whole the Nutty Professor.
Yes.
Oh, there was two Nutty Professors. One wasn't there? Yes.
Yeah. The 90s one is a remake of the like 50s or 60s version with Jerry Lewis.
Mm-hmm. Legend.
I don't like. He was never funny to me.
Jerry Lewis.
I never thought he was funny.
I mean, I can't say anything where I'm like, it was my favorite Jerry Lewis movie or anything like that because I really didn't watch. But I mean, he's still a legend in the sense that
He's
if
still alive.
is he still alive? No, I think he's dead. Is
Yeah.
he?
Is he?
I think he's dead.
Hmm.
Well, we'll find out.
Is Jerry Lewis still alive?
This is where we get the hard hitting facts.
Jerry Lewis was cardiovascular disease.
Oh, he did
Jerry
die.
Lewis died on August 20th, 2017. The place of Jerry Lewis is Las Vegas, Nevada.
For some reason, I thought he was still alive.
You just thought that because he was always living.
That's true. He was living a long time. Not like Spartacus though. He lived to be like what, 108?
Oh yeah, that motherfucker. When someone said, "Oh
Oh,
no, it's Kirk, right? Kirk Douglas passed away,"
Kirk Douglas.
and I was like, "What?" Because I was thinking Michael Douglas,
No, that's his son.
and then it was like, "No, Kirk Douglas." Like, oh, the father. Oh, okay. Not in the okay, like, oh, it's okay that he died, but come on, he was like, you know, he was so old
Over.
that it's not so shocking, you know.
Yeah, but still, it's amazing that he lived to be that old.
Yeah, no one hardly gets. I think Donald Sutherland is probably. How old is Donald Sutherland?
This is a big Google day.
I know, right? Not Donald Trump.
Oh,
Fuck Donald Trump.
motherfucker. How old is Donald Sutherland?
80,
84 years old.
Ooh, suck it.
84, right?
Yep,
Yeah. 84
he's
years
old.
old.
And he still acts. He still does stuff.
He does. He still got it.
When was the last thing you saw Kirk Douglas in?
Nothing.
Exactly. He did Spartacus, and that was it.
That was all there is. I think he did more.
That
I just,
Spartacus shit, motherfucker.
I don't know. I grew up with Michael Douglas.
Yeah,
That's
me
where
too.
I grew up with Ant-Man. The OG Ant Man.
That that movie Fatal Attraction is like truly horrifying. Like that's a horror movie because that shit can happen.
So be careful, guys. Be careful who you fuck with,
Yes. Don't
cause
fuck with Glenn Close because
no,
she'll cook the rabbit.
yeah, these 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 bitches are crazy.
Super crazy.
They out there doing stuff for you. All right, so I'm looking at this artwork, right? It's showing
Okay.
like 2016. It's the Trump Tower, and
Gross.
Obama's outside of it with this like uh, headphone with a piece sticking to the tower, like he's listening, and it's like, yes, we can, but looking maniacal, like an evil villain or something in the comic. And then and the next is 2020, and Obama's behind bars, all sad, and fucking Trump's outside, and he's all like, "Yes, we can." And I mean, the subject line is a daily dose of Obama hate, but it's just like it's something that I
It's
still don't understand, and it
mm-hmm.
goes off to earlier when, my girl sends me TikTok videos, and then when I see it, next you know, I'm stuck in TikTok just going through it, right? Apparently, she
Yep.
said that TikTok follows your personal algorithm, so it shows
Mm-hmm.
you based on what you like or something like that, or through your phone. I don't know. So for some reason, there's like this Trump supporting kind of videos that just pop up in my shit, and I'm like, why am I getting this? There's nothing that I do that supports Trump. Because today I
Right.
saw a video of this girl, and she's all TikTok always has this thing where they just like point to an area and it shows words, and
Yeah.
she's to a song pointing, and it says the top embarrassing people of the United States, and it's like really all these political people who are like against Trump, right?
Yeah.
So she's a big MAGA supporter. I'm going to comments, and there's all these people like, yeah, yeah, Trump 2020, blah blah blah, and I'm still like, but why? You know, like I never get, I don't understand. Like I just want the their perspective on
Mm-hmm.
why, on what exactly do they like, the proof,
Mm-hmm.
the down to the nitty gritty, like evidence or whatever the fuck of why they support, and why
I don't
everything
know.
else evil, and why they believe that the government is, you know,
Like so many people that I've talked to that are Trump supporters all say the same thing. They all say, one, he's not a politician, and two, he just tells it like it is. If that's the only reason you're voting for that orange pig fucker, you're an idiot.
yeah, I think that's like I never get any like, man, and it sucks because on the TikTok I can't really exactly like go back to something. So once it's
Yeah.
gone, pretty much. But man, I wish I could read the comments because I don't understand it. It's like you're just following someone because no idea, no idea. Okay, let's see if this post right here that I'm seeing.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, He's been self-aware. He made content about how much of a shit he is. Okay, now this is all people talking shit about Trump, which is good.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to, I don't know.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to read something that just of some supporter. I'm not really listening to idiots. Not like you want to call it. The Obama administration wiretapped Trump Tower to get info on Michael Cohen, who who was living there. It wasn't about Donald. According to
Oh.
Dorito Mussolini, everything is about him. Dorito Mussolini. All right, this one's not as good because it doesn't have people like freaking supporting. I don't get it. You know, it's just weird. It's just very weird.
Well, like I said before, it's, this whole like dual party system that we have is garbage. Like, people need to think for themselves instead of joining in some political party that thinks and makes up all your own decisions for you. Because then you get into this whole like us versus them mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really dangerous because then it's like, look, our side won, their side lost, or vice versa. And it shouldn't be that way. So when he became the forerunner for the Republican Party, Republicans just doubled down basically. And I don't think they have the gall or the anything to come forward and go, yeah, we fucked up. No, instead they doubled down and make it like their life mission to make everybody else miserable. As long as your side is winning, it doesn't. Nothing else matters, and that's not true. Because how are we supposed to have conversations and learn from each other if we're always us versus them?
Message. That's the message. All your minds have been blown. I remember someone who she was like all into politics. I love politics, blah blah. It's like I don't get it. I don't know why. She's like it's just interesting. It's that because it's drama, pretty much. You know,
Pretty much,
because
but
politics
it's
is drama.
unnecessary drama.
Yeah,
It's
it's a game.
unnecessary.
It's a
Like,
sport.
if people just knew how to communicate with each other like the founding fathers did, then we wouldn't need political parties or politicians, or we would just have individuals. And
Communi-
that's what people should. What?
communication. What's that?
Yes. I don't know.
What's
Some
communication? That's weird.
something I heard about. It's a rumor.
That's not right. Nobody communicates. Who here in this room communicates? Like, really? Who communicates? There's no communication.
No
Get
one's
out.
gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn how to try to communicate. I don't think there is any communication.
No. People just want to get the last word.
It's true. It's true. I always want to get the last word. Sometimes I just
See,
need.
that's your ego.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but we all have our ego, and super ego, and sometimes you just gotta hold yourself back, though.
Yep. Choose your battles.
Ooh, choosing my battles. I fight that urge every day at work.
When
Choosing.
you work with some not bright people.
Not at all. Very much not at all. But we're not even gonna get into that.
Mm-mm.
And what was this thing with this girl who was like the gun girl or something? She went to a university and they just like
Oh, they like mauled the shit out of her.
mm-hmm.
Fuck that bitch.
You know a lot about that or no?
I saw something on Twitter about it. How she was complaining there was like a riot of people. It's like, it's probably a good reason or thing telling you to go the fuck home.
Mm-hmm.
But what do I know?
Oh, but here we go. Cause we talked about this last night. Danny brought it up to me. Um, there was a lot of murder going on in my Twitch, which, by the way, if you guys are listening, follow me on Twitch, Nastradamus, and also while you're also listening, follow HammerOfVenus on
Yes.
Twitch
And Twitter.
and Twitter. Follow us, please.
Follow
But
us.
I was on last night playing Dead or Alive 6, and there was talks about murder, and Danny brought up that Drew Carey's ex-fiance got murdered, And then he also brought up how Wendy Williams did a really, really bad joke about it.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah. So my question is, why is she still on the air?
Because she's Wendy Williams. That's why.
Some people are untouched.
It's true.
It shouldn't be that way. Like Trump, that motherfucker's untouched for some reason. What's going on?
You can just break every law in the book, and people are just like, oh, that's just Trump. He's silly.
For real, what's going on? Look, there's this
If Obama
coworker.
had done one of the things that Trump would have done, just one, they would have been trying to like lynch him.
Remember that? Remember when it was the whole like he's gonna be impeached and everybody's like, yeah, this is it, and then nothing happened.
Nothing
Not a damn thing.
happened because the House fucked us.
Usually, house do fuck.
A bunch of white dudes that doubled down on Trump instead of admitting that they voted for the wrong person.
What? Never. Men admitting?
No. Never ever.
Because the Senate didn't impeach him because I am the Senate. He is Palpatine. He is freaking Emperor Palpatine. And why does Harrison Ford hate Star Wars so much?
Because he's old.
They ask him questions like, "Do you think you were a force ghost?" And the thing he was like, "I don't know what a force ghost is. Force ghost is, nor do I care." I'm like, what? Imagine me if someone interviewed me and was like, "Yeah, the Juggernaut bitch." Blah blah. It's like, look, I don't care about the Juggernaut bitch, nor do I even like X-Men.
Wow.
Right?
You're an old grouch.
Right?
You
Right?
just sound like a hipster.
Imagine if that was me. What the shit?
Yeah, but sadly you're not Harrison Ford. And he can get away with that shit.
Do you think it's just an act or he's really like that?
No, like from what I've heard about him, he's one of those type of actors that doesn't watch his own movies. So he doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
But that don't make no. Well, he has to read them.
Doesn't mean he's gonna like store that shit in his brain and know exactly. He probably just reads his lines and goes home.
So what's the point of being an actor?
He did his job. He acted, didn't he? He's been acting for like 40 years.
I mean, I don't get that from actors. Like, I don't watch my own work, and I blah blah blah. And it's just like, I get it, it's just like a job to them. But it's like, dude, like, what's the point of acting? Like, if I'm acting, I like to see my own fucking work. I like to see how I came out. I like to see what's the point. You know, it's like if you write a, do you think like writing a book that you shouldn't go through the book?
Well, that's different. Like, it's not my face on every page. That's different. That would be weird. I like for example, the show and like other work that I've done. I don't go back and watch it. I'll make sure like once that my audio level's good, and then I never touch it again. But I mean, I can see where they're coming from. Like some of them have like almost a phobia of seeing themselves in something. Like they just don't want to see or hear themselves. And I totally get that. Now, the one thing that I've acted in, did I see it? Yeah, because I wanted to see it on screen. It was awesome. And I'm on Netflix, by the way.
She's on Netflix. That's right. You've been pointing that out.
Yeah. But yeah, I understand where they're coming from. Would I be totally like that? No. Like you said, I'd want to see how I did.
Yeah, you want to see your work coming, your work and how it is, and
Yeah.
it's like everything I worked on. Of course, I freaking go over it so many damn times, and my thing is to really have people watch it too and go over it. not gonna be. Granted, there's times when people say like this, that, and I'm like, when did that happen? It's like this happened in this. And it's like, oh, I don't remember. There's plenty of times where I don't remember stuff that happened because a lot of stuff happened and I don't watch. Sure, I don't watch some shit, especially if it's like something live. I'm not gonna watch it again because live shows are like how long? Come on.
Oh yeah, those are crazy long. I got you one time like that. There's this slushy machine. They used to be near my house, and it used to be called like Siberian Chill or something like that. And I remember I sent you a picture of it, and I was like, Siberian bullshit. And you were like, what's that from? I was like, ugh,
Exactly.
never mind.
But remind me, where is that from?
Never mind.
Damn.
Go
Leave
sleep.
me hanging. Anybody else know where that's from? I have no idea.
I think it's from J3.
Probably. I'm surprised no one's came at me and it's like, hey, now how about you subtitle the other Juggernaut videos?
I'm surprised you haven't heard that too. Because that's the next logical thing to do. I love that it got pulled like the first day.
Dude, not just the first day. Like, it didn't even make it to the scheduled time because I uploaded it, and then immediately as it freaking processed, it was like blocked worldwide.
Wow.
And I just went to bed. Right, woke up hoping like maybe not all the worldwide, and I just the first things I see is like, oh man, what the hell? They blocked this? Oh, YouTube, come on. Oh man, blah blah blah. Like everybody was like, they could see it, but they can't see it. You know?
Oh, wow.
And I
That's
was
fucked
like, all
up.
right, I gotta get this thing to play on our site. And then I had to go through this whole freaking process. Like I figured it out clearly, but now I know why when I put something free, it didn't show up free. You know?
Why?
Because the setting you had it, like that channel was already set to a specific thing. Subscriptions.
Oh, yeah.
So there was nothing else but just subscriptions. So I had to make a page. So that's why now there's a page and there's a sub page. You know? So that solved that problem. That took like maybe 2 hours for me to solve all that shit. And uploaded it and blah blah, and now it's working, and I'm, reactions been good. People been going on there. We've been actually seeing these. Why are you small on the screen? What the hell just happened?
Probably because my internet's a booty.
Let's fix that problem here. Ooh, shit. But yeah, I got that done. So, in case y'all didn't know, the freaking Juggernaut Bitch subtitled edition, or the sub edition, is now viewable only at mwe4life.com. It's fucking free, along with the Dragon Ball Super Broly dub and the Black Panther dub, which is literally the last two freaking new dubs. Oh, that's right. HammerOfVenus wants me to make sure that you all know that Dragon Ball Super Broly stars the wonderful HammerOfVenus right here. Her first My Way parody feature. And it's all there for you to see for free. No problem.
So free.
No beef. If you want to see the whole library, that's when you have to become a subscriber. But right now, that's what's gonna happen. The free stuff goes there, and the rest, you want to see it, let's go over there. We're gonna try to keep it like at that length, where it's just like 3 videos at a time. So if something goes in, the other one drops into the other one, or some shit like that. We'll figure it out.
There you go. I like that idea.
Right? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because we want you
Gonna
guys.
do it. Gonna do it.
We want you guys to see it. To see it. There's been footage. There's been more footage of this Justice League. I'm starting to believe that it's actually gonna happen.
What, the Snyder Cut?
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
He's releasing more and more little stuff. I'm starting to believe that it's actually gonna be some like people say, like an HBO Max exclusive kind of thing.
I think you should just put it out on Blu-ray and call it a day.
Oh, it definitely needs to be a Blu-ray shit too. And it
Yes.
just like not just like no, you got to go all out with this freaking
Like a
spider
steel
car.
book.
Oh my god,
Three.
Steelbook de la madre. I need everything
Everything.
because it just looks so damn like. Don't tease me with something and not give it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That sounded so bad.
It did. That was very sexual.
Girl, don't tease me with something and not give it to me.
I
we
just got uncomfortable.
we here in the Machine Room podcast do not condone any search douche douchebaggery.
None.
None at all.
Don't slash your tires.
Ooh shit! Don't slash my new tires, please. Don't slash
Oh
my
yeah, how's
car.
the new car?
The car has been great. It runs like new, because basically it
It's
is.
just not
Yeah,
that old.
yeah.
Would the first person have it like a day?
I mean, it was a rental car, so it didn't get used that much. That just brings up the question like, why did it like? What's the cycle when it comes to rental cars? You know, do they just keep getting the newest models or something like that? Because this
I
was
guess.
yeah, this was a 2019. It just went. It just was like over 31,000 miles. It didn't do much. It's funny because in the glove department though, we found this little I guess it's a parking, not a parking ticket, but like
A voucher?
yeah, like something like they had to pay for parking at that part at that place,
Yeah.
and
Parking.
and it was New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
That's far
Yeah,
for you.
it's definitely far from me. How
No,
close
I
is New
want.
Orleans to Nevada?
I don't know.
Because the car was the history shows that it was in Nevada, so it was a rental in Nevada Enterprise. So either someone rented it there, took a fucking great trip to New Orleans, and came right back with it.
That was that.
That's all she wrote.
They went to Nowlands.
New Orleans. New Orleans. Would I like to go to New Orleans one day?
Who asked you that yourself?
Yeah. You don't talk. Do you not have conversations to yourself?
Oh, full on. Especially look at work. Full
Yes.
on to myself.
Yes. See,
And then
I'm the.
people hear me and they're like, "What'd you say?" I was like, "What?"
Huh?
Hmm.
See, I always did that, like growing up. Always.
I did. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. Not until like middle school. So I used to sit in my room a lot and just talk to myself. That was on me. I mean, I had friends, but I was one of those people that would rather be at home by themselves, just having time of my life, making
Mm-hmm.
blanket forts and causing fucking up shit.
Cause who's your best friend than yourself? Eh,
Or
it's like think of it like comic books. You know, they talk to themselves all the time. That's
all the time. It's just like an inner monologue, but
yeah,
sometimes people do it out loud.
yeah. You just gotta pick the moments. You know, you don't do it
Yeah.
when you're like in front of people. That's when you do it in your head. But when you're by yourself and everybody walked away, and then you have this thought, and you just go, man, that motherfucker dumb as hell. And then you keep on walking. That's what you do it. When I was young, I was the baby. So like you, I have friends, but you know when I'm home, I mean, my friends are not home with me. It's just me. You know, me and my parents. So who am I gonna play with? You know, myself. That sounded nasty, but not like that. So I'm there making fucking like, movies and shit like that in my head. I'm the action hero, and of course, I'm all these creative characters in my head and interacting and talking to people. And I remember like my father would be watching TV in the living room, and I'm running around and I'm having my action scene, and I'm just going all the gunshots and whatnot. I remember diving to the floor and shit, and then my dad was like, "Damn." Like he was amazed how much action was going on in my fucking world.
You were going at it.
I was, man, it's not just a few gunshots. No, we're talking like Desperado here,
Some explosions and shit.
There's bullets flying everywhere, guns flying everywhere. It don't matter.
I used to block off the big space in the living room and make it look like a big square, and I would do like a kumite by myself.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I was like play fighting, nobody there.
But did you do the
Of course. Did all the Jean-Claude Van Dammes.
Who was your bolo though?
Probably my stepdad.
Bolo. I did forts. I did forts with the sofa pillows.
Yes. That's the best.
Yes. I did that. And being a kid was awesome back then. I wonder what being a kid now is.
A tablet. You're just like this all the time.
You know what? That's
Shut
true.
up, I'll make me some spaghetti. Shut up, Ma.
That is so true.
You're stupid. Everything's stupid to them.
What's the future gonna be for kids?
Just this.
Future kids and fucking VR, right? And then we're gonna be like,
Yeah,
fuck, you
VR.
wanted that. You fucking wanted
Yeah, I
that.
remember Lawnmower Man came out and we were like, oh my god, everybody's gonna have VR. We didn't have VR.
Not yet.
Now we have VR.
Now?
It's cool though, I will admit. You get lost in there.
Dude.
You hear somebody behind the headphones like, hey, you want to come out yet? I'm like, no.
No, you don't. I was amazed, like VR was around, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever. But I never tried it out. Then I finally tried it, and I was in love. Now, sadly, I don't get to use my VR as much. I should really plug that motherfucker back in. There's things.
You should
There's things I need to play, but once you
play
get,
all the things.
yes, there's this one that's basically just like you're in I'll say like a Guy Ritchie kind of film, whatever. You're in the kind of like European like heist mobster kind of underworld kind of movie.
Yeah.
Just like from the beginning to the end. I only play a little bit of the beginning, but that's what it is. It feels like you're playing a movie. So that VRing is amazing. And then this other game is super hot. But once you get in there, like you said, it's like you're in it.
Yeah.
You truly believe you're in it. You don't want to get out of it. And once you get back out, you're like, what is real?
Oh, it fucks your head up.
Yes.
I was playing the Rick and Morty game, and I don't know how. Like at first, it was calibrated to the same dimensions as the room I was in,
Mm-hmm.
so I could walk around the room, and then I wouldn't run into anything because it was the same in the game, and it kept glitching out, and every time it glitched out, it would move. So I didn't realize that until I took off the headset, and the whole room was like turned
Shit.
like a little bit. So it really fucked up my head. Like I was like had to go around and touch stuff. I had to just sit and like look at everything for a while to get like reacclimated.
Mm-hmm.
It really threw me off.
You had to calibrate your whole reality.
Yes, I had to recalibrate my brain. Reset.
What is real? It's amazing, and it's just gonna keep going. Like now we're at the point where VR is wireless on the go.
Yep.
On the fucking go. I would love to have one of those Oculus Go's. That
Yeah,
just
those are
seems
bad.
way more convenient than what I got. Not that I'm bashing the PSVR, which is the cheapest form of VR, because
I'm gonna get that.
I could now do it with this PC, but then it's like buying a PSVR all over again. You know, they're not
Yeah.
cheap.
No, they're not.
No, I don't want to do that. It all plays the same shit.
Why am I all big on the screen?
Man. But remember when Xbox Connect happened and they just like promised you like the whole room?
Yeah, and it was bullshit.
It was.
They were like, "Oh, it's like the Wii but better." It's like, no, it's not. This is garbage juice. Why am I standing up? I don't want to stand up to play games.
That's what you gotta do with VR though. God damn it.
You don't have to. I said,
Well, if I mean it's true, but if you really want, like, I can't play super hot sitting down. That's for sure.
right.
Yeah. I get the chick get all crazy. Don't worry, I got it back. You'll see it.
We did see it. That's why I asked you.
But I had to do it standing up because it's all about the like this other game, like if I gotta get my hand here, but then the camera's not capturing it, and my hand gets
Yeah.
fucked up crazy, and then I'm like, what's going on? Because I'm so into that world that I'm thinking is real, but and super hot, you gotta really like move everywhere. So there's no just like standing still and doing whatnot. Beat Saber, the same shit. You gotta move to dodge some stuff. But if it's a game where it's just like I think I'm able to play that one game I'm telling you about that feels like a movie because it's linear. I don't think I have to do much
Moving around.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just reach for the gun, do the stuff. When it comes to like the walking, it's literally just goes by itself, or I just point where I'm going and I move to that direction.
So that's always the problem is how do you make it feel realistic, but you can't walk? So do you
Yet,
just like point with yourself or, usually on the controller, there's like a joystick button you can push or something like that, but then that kind of throws you out of it because you're pressing a button on a glove.
yeah,
You would need something like um some kind of walking trackpad.
that they have that actually exists
Excuse
because
me.
Ready Player One used it, and that is like they
Yeah.
never they use what is actually like being invented and out there and seen it like the actual video, so that device that they use to walk and run in place is an actual thing that some locations use for their VR.
See, that would be awesome. That would be totally immersive where you could like be in VR all day.
All day, never. Why
And
go? Why go anywhere?
your cardio would be insane. Like you would have so many steps.
Right? We should all be fit. What if you gotta sit down though?
I don't know. What if you just go sit down? Just
No,
on your bed.
it should just be a room. Like gamer.
Yeah.
Like gamer. Just a room. A whole
I get it.
room with all the cameras everywhere, and the whole walls and ceiling just become the fucking world, and you're there.
Like Star Trek
Yes,
holodeck.
that's what we need.
Yes.
That's what the Connect promised us.
The Connect was a big liar.
The Connect promised us that shit. We're supposed to be
Remember when the
invincible.
Xbox were like dickhead about it? Literally like you're getting this Connect and you're gonna fucking like it.
Right? Show them
It was
the
like,
trailer.
yeah, we like it. They're like, oh, okay.
Okay, sure. And they bowed to you and shit, and they were watching you 24/7.
Yep. It's like I'm not doing that. And I waited and then they stopped selling the Xboxes like that and I bought my Xbox S. So I win.
You won. Danny's talking about like that he saw that in E3 in 2017. Was 2017 that shit? No, it wasn't 2017. It was way before that. The Connect. When did the Xbox One come out with the Connect and shit like that? That was way before that. No, not even. Not even
That was
Xbox.
like
It was the 360.
yeah.
It was the 360 that like promised all that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I saw Dance Central, and I was like, oh, that's dope. And that was like really the only like for me that was cool. Dance Central doing like with that was dope. Everything else was like, eh. Oh, you talking about the VR thing? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So you saw that in 2017.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that's different.
Yeah, that
That's
makes sense.
something else.
That makes sense. VR is cool. I should go back. I don't know how to stream with VR though because I can't see. You know what I'm saying?
You think it's like Twitch with it?
Yeah, like I I through the system itself, yes, I could. I've done it, and it'll have a feature where people chat and it'll pop up on the screen for me, so I see it.
Oh wow,
But outside of that, like if I want to do it, like I'm doing this, no, I don't know how to do that because I can't see. So
it's true.
what's the point of me doing that if I'm not even interacting with who's with me? You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if it's like when that one time I did it with a whole bunch of people, then yeah, the person's up there playing the game, and then whoever else on the computer interacting. That makes sense.
There you go. You just figured it out.
I did. I did just figure it out. I'm a very smart man.
Yeah,
Sometimes, when I want to be, when I like to be.
booyah.
Before we go, you saw Snowpiercer. Tell me.
I did. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. Like, I liked how stuff in it happened without like letting the audience know it was going to happen first. Like, shit was just like boom. You're like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that really makes a movie to me. Like those kind of things. It was really interesting, and it was a lot like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Mm-hmm. So you see that little that little theory go actually work.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, I liked it. It was like it really pulled you into the story. Like you really wanted to see like all the different cars and how everybody would live if the world ended like that, and basically killed everybody off, which was fucking crazy.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
So expect that in the TV series.
there you go. Yeah, it was good.
It is. It's something that I think people. I don't think they slept on, but they don't know about it. You know, because it was like a sleeper. You know, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was trying to think, I never saw any previews for it or anything like that.
No.
It was just something that people had seen, and I'm like, from what?
Right.
Netflix? Oh, okay.
I just remember seeing Chris Evans on it. I'm like, huh, what's Captain America doing in this movie? You know, he's Captain
Uh,
America, so why would he be in this movie? And
And
that's what,
Hellboy's dad.
yeah, and Hellboy's dad, which is what the director always, right? The original Hellboy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was thinking Old Boy. Sorry, but yeah,
No,
Hellboy's dad. He passed away.
you sure did.
God damn it.
Yep.
But
On her.
going back to that, I saw that and I was like, there's got to be a reason he's in it. And then I watched it and I was like, wow, this movie was fucking amazing. Pretty cool. It was
It's dope.
creative.
It was different. It's like, of all the, dystopian planet Earth movies there are, where, the world comes to an end kind of thing, it was the most original, I think. Because it's just everybody on a train and the earth is frozen. So yeah, you would have, the train would definitely be divided up by like lower class and upper class people.
Did that train go around the world or just around a nation?
No, it did. One of the things he said in the movie is that when they had built the track, it was a way of connecting the world. So it would do like this weird loop, and it took them 1 year to do it. So that's why they did New Year's every time they crossed that one bridge. They said, this is 1 year from last time.
Imagine that though. Imagine a train that just connects the whole world. Would you take a train from like one continent to another?
Fuck yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Totally. I love trains, by the way. But if there was a train that like went from here to like Ireland, I'd be gone.
Right away.
And it just like goes and connects you to like Europe and down into like Egypt. And yeah, it'd be cool if there was really a train like that.
Or how about portals?
You didn't tell me you fuck around with portals and shit.
While you saw that, I finally watched Us, and I was just like, eh.
That's what I heard. It's kind of meh.
It's like the concept was cool and stuff, and I get it. I get the social commentary. I get the metaphors. I get what he was saying. But I was just like, why? You know, like there was
Right.
no explanation to. Like I saw a video that explained the movie, but then they also said why these people existed and this that doesn't matter because this that, and I'm like, no, it matters to me. Like there's some things that you can make a
Yeah.
movie and it'll be like, okay, this whatever, it doesn't matter. But in the sense of this, like I felt it was just a missing piece. Like I just didn't get it. I also didn't get how that would be such a problem, especially in such a capacity that the movie made it seem. But I just need an explanation. Need a deeper explanation as to who those people were,
Right.
and they didn't give it to me. And I just felt man, like it was a cool. It was a cool first run, and then that's it. Like I never need to watch it again or think about it or anything like that. Because if I think about it, I just get pissed off. I was like, who the fuck were these people? Where was the background to this? So Get Out definitely better than Us.
Of course.
Yeah, that's all she wrote. And go see Sonic the Hedgehog.
And
It's great.
there's been leaked footage and pictures from the set of Matrix 4, so definitely recommend looking at those.
That's
I
right.
won't give anything away, but they're pretty cool.
That's right.
He
The first
doesn't
thing
look
I
like
saw.
Neo, he looks like John Wick.
Yeah, pretty much. The first thing I saw was a video of someone like jumping off a building.
Yeah, I saw that.
Then they looked like they flied at that point, or they were just taking them back to the building. And then today you mentioned it, like we saw the picture of Neo and Trinity.
Yeah, on a motorcycle.
That's right, and it looked like it was just John Wick and Trinity.
In Trinity. That's the name of John Wick 4. Called John Wick 4 and Trinity.
Or they could just go John Wick Chapter 4 Trinity. You're like, and that's when you
Nice.
get Keanu with the Lawrence Fishburne character. What was he called? I forgot.
I don't remember.
Damn it. Well, you get those two, right?
King of the Birds.
Yeah, some shit like that. You get those two, and then you get Carrie Ann Moss to be in something, and then they
Yes.
form the Trinity of that. What?
Nice.
Call back to Matrix. You got John Wick in it. It is perfect. It's money guaranteed, and it comes out. Don't they come out the same time as? Don't they come out together?
Like the same day, yeah.
Yeah. So
It's gonna be awesome.
the best crossover ever. Just do it.
Gonna go to the movies that afternoon and leave later that night.
Exactly. Nothing. It's always nice to spend a day at the movies. I think sometimes, Back then I did it all the time. Like I would watch a movie and then fucking go into another movie. But
We used to sneak into movies that way. You pay for one movie and end up watching like 8 of them.
that was my high school years.
All in the movies.
Come on. And then I did it recently. We watched. Fuck, man. We watched something. And then.
We watched Fuck.
No. We watched something. I forgot what it was. Either Hobbs and Shaw or something. I don't know. I don't remember. And then she was like, Frozen 2's right here. And I'm like, well, we could just sneak into that. And I know that we're sitting down, but every time someone walks in, we're like, oh shit. Like they're onto us. But I would just be cool. I'd just be cool, and then I'll be like, "Hey, be cool. Don't worry about it. If they come and get us,
Yeah.
they come and get us." It was a theater too that I don't even go to anymore, so I really didn't give a shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and that's nobody cares. If anything, like if I work at the theater, it's like whatever. I don't give a shit.
They really don't pay people that work at movie theaters enough to give a shit.
Right? So the moral of the story is, and we're telling you to, just sneak into other movies.
It's okay.
It's
But
okay.
pay for the good one first.
Exactly. There you go. Pay for the
If it's like
great one.
Sonic, Matrix, or John Wick, pay for that one. And then go see like the independent movie that came out or something else.
Pay for the big studio ones. Sneak into the independent films.
There you go. That's exactly what I
Brilliant.
meant.
Brilliant. I love it. All right, guys. We're going to call it a night. It has been great for you guys to chill with us. Danny, thank you for hanging with us. Kaiju, thank you for showing up. Phantom Knight, thank you for showing up. For you listeners out there, thank you for listening in with us. You didn't have to, but you decided to come here once again on our 31st episode, and we hope to see you on number 32. I am Nostradamus. This is Hammer of Venus. Everything you want to know and where to catch us is all at machineroompodcast.com. It's that simple. Now,
Yes.
remember, we let you in, but you don't got a key to the place. So we'll catch you next week. We love you guys. Thank you for hanging with us.
Bye.
Peace out. How do you play the outro?
Scene.
Machine Room Podcast is brought to you by a live studio audience. Or so we hoped. Pick us up, ABC, NBC, Fox, Stars, or the Learning Channel. I'll take the Learning Channel. I don't care.
Discovery Channel or Science Channel would be cooler.
Or just whatever. Pay us.